searching. I'm looking for someone to give about me. I'm looking, I'm searching. I'm looking, I'm searching. I'm looking for someone to give about you. I'm looking, I'm searching. I'm looking, I'm searching. I'm looking for someone to give about me. I'm looking, I'm searching. I'm looking, I'm searching. I'm looking for someone to give about you.
It's from the love that's in me. I love the love. I am so grateful for the enemy, but yet they still attack me with the envy. They're trying to clog my drain, leave me empty. They say I'm honored every week. I say humbled and grateful, not to feel weak. Let the church speak. I'm on the wall, but they just...
Well, Grand Rising, happy Saturday. We in the building. Listen, it's a beautiful day in Chicago, and I'm so grateful and empowered on today. How's everybody doing? Thank you for tuning in to the Chicago Community Activism Podcast, live with Sista Afrika. Special shout out to the Brian Gorman of Diversity. Brian means so much to us, not just here in Chicago, but across the country. We love you, Brian. We appreciate you, and thank you for all that you do. 30 minutes is not enough to talk about Brian and all of his offerings to the world. We're going to say shout out to Brian Gorman. Shout out to the staff here, everybody that makes this happen. Nephew Ryan on the boards today, we appreciate you as well. Without further ado, this show was created by the visionary Brian Gorman for the intent and purpose of making sure that we salute and honor and pay homage and interview those that are doing amazing community works. I'm so excited because I got here because of my parents. Through the grace of God, my parents did a lot of work on the ground. You know, my father, a recent ancestor, Reverend Dr. Kwame John Porter, was the pastor of Christ United Methodist Church in Inglewood, and he was the first SCLC chapter president for Dr. King, that is Southern Christian Leadership Conference, and he allowed Mr. Farrakhan to use his church when it was very unpopular and uncommon for Christian pastors to do such a thing. Before they got the mosque on 73rd Street. And my father did a lot of organizing, a lot of work in the community, started the first feeding program the city has ever seen, right through his church. It still runs today. It's called Will Feed. And my father authored over 10 books. So who I am is because of who I came through. My mother, she'll be 91 on Juneteenth. She is a past president and still a very active member of the Alfreda Wells Civic Duster Club. This is an organization, the oldest federated club of its kind, that preserves the life and legacy of the Ida B. Wells. So my mother is a retired educator. She has taught everything from elementary school, high school, college, and she retired teaching adults how to read at Literacy Chicago, right downtown. Over 90 million Americans do not know how to read. My mother took that job very seriously, very seriously. She's even taught Sunday school. She loves to teach. And my mom is an author as well. She has a book coming out very soon. Shout out to my parents and the grace of God. All of you all whose names we don't even know, but you put in so much work for us to be sitting in rooms just like these today. We salute you. We honor you. We thank you. Thank you for having the vision and the fortitude to want to see our communities better. Live at the Chicago Community Activism Podcast. My special guest this morning is no stranger to the community. When you see her, her smile is bright. She's beautiful. She's kind. You know what I'm saying? And that's important to be both. And she's intelligent. Her name is Angel. And she has a company. I'm going to let her tell you all about it. But she is an angel. Her name represents her well. Her spirit is so sweet. We've connected so many years ago and on so many different levels. I'm honored that she saw fit to be a guest today. Thank you so much and welcome, Angel.
Of course. Thank you for having me. I'm so honored to be a guest and just sit on this platform and hearing the story of your parents. I'm just inspired.
Oh,
I'm like, man, I'm not doing enough. Okay?
Oh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. You are doing a lot. Let's get into it. So how did you come into do what you do and tell us what it is you do exactly?
So I am a business consultant.
Yes.
I always like to say I'm a business coach, but I know most of the listeners, you all are probably more familiar with hearing the word consultant.
Mm-hmm.
However, I like to always say coach.
Okay.
Because of the things that come to mind when you think of a coach. And most people
Mhm.
think of a sports coach. Like that's the
Mhm.
initial thought.
Right.
And when you think about a sports coach, what does that mean? Like what initial traits come to mind? And that's accountability. That's
Mm.
encouragement. That's empowerment.
Yeah.
That's literally ensuring that you have the support you need to reach your goals. And that's what I do, but for business owners.
I love it. I love it. How did you come into this industry?
Well, I actually started very early in high school. When I was just 13, I volunteered for a nonprofit called Fishing Buddies, right on 99th and Halsted.
Come on, Fishing Buddies.
Yes, they were the foundation. I wouldn't be here at all without them. And they were an organization that was very new to Black youth, and, to say the least. They were teaching kids about going outside and outdoors. So, to be, in the city and then learning about fishing, boating, archery, native plants, and green life. It was just something that wasn't common. And I volunteered for them to be at their fishing derbies. So first, a Black girl talking about fish was just different, right? And then, they taught me the business side of it.
Nice.
So I started just volunteering doing that. And then that's when I transitioned into programming. And they mentored me to teach me about how to operate a business. You need funding. You need to understand messaging and marketing and being able to communicate a mission that can speak and resonate to others so they can have buy-in and then make impact. And that is how I started overall. But then I got into sales when I was in my early 20s. And
you look all of 20.
Thank you.
Early 20s. Girl, what are you talking about?
Thank you. God willing. Right?
Come on now.
And so I transitioned when I was in my early 20s. So I was about 21. I became a mother. And by God's grace, I wasn't able to have children. So I grew up very soon, very fast. And I always say this is part of my story because it truly is. Right? I got married early and then my husband committed suicide. And it was devastating. And we were trying, and I just couldn't do it because my reproductive organs were damaged. But then a year later, I met my son's father and I was blessed with this golden boy.
Come on, girl.
And that's when, right? And that's when I truly understood, like, I am stronger than I think and smarter than I know. And I can accomplish whatever I set my mind to if I keep God first, because God healed my body. When I thought it was no chance, right? And so
and
that's
the name of your company?
Management.
Golden Ninja
Management started, right? So I launched the company because of my success in sales after being in service. So I started in the nonprofit space, understanding the power of community service and giving back and really working towards something that's going to outlive you. And then I learned that, well, what I was doing was sales. When I was talking to people about Fishing Buddies, sharing the mission, the vision, and that's all I do is I like to help people solve problems, and that's all sales is. And I was helping people build legacies in financial services. And so I did that. So I started Golden Angel Management at 22 after Golden was born at June 28th, 2015.
I love how you know these dates.
Only because it's connected to a bigger picture, right? So of course I just remember because it was the day Golden was born. But I did that while I was still working in financial services. And that's how many people know me. That's how I gained a lot of notoriety, as people still call me the Allstate lady, right? Or the insurance girl, because I was really passionate about helping people protect their legacy. And I saw that many people don't really know how insurance works. And it's something that we really need to talk more about, how to preserve your money. So we can sustain. And so
now when you say preserving your money and insurance, what insurances, which packages are you talking about?
So at the time I sold all insurance. So life insurance, health insurance, car insurance, home insurance, if it could be insured, I was offering it, right?
Pet insurance.
Right. Pet insurance as well. Event insurance.
Business insurance, right.
All insurance. But then I realized that my passion was really in helping people protect their goals. Because, and I say protect intentionally because a lot of times we have to fight for them, because we have so many distractions and we need a solid structure in place so we can stay focused. And we need systems in place so it can be sustainable. So when I saw that, I put two and two together. I said, that's what I really love to do. That's my passion. I'm doing this. Yes, it's great, but it's not what keeps me up at night. What keeps me up at night is making sure people have their goals protected. And I love that with business. And that's how Golden Angel Management was founded, because I was doing it just to help people out, right? People would just call me and ask me to do it. They're like, like, Angel, can you help me do this? I want to start this business. Can you help me do it? And I'm like, sure. And I taught myself how to start a business, grow it, scale it.
Let's go, Angel.
I became an expert at it.
Yes. And I've
was
seen you
obsessed.
speak. I've seen you facilitate. I've seen you host. You have done so much. Who has inspired you?
My grandparents. First, like you said, when you were saying your parents and sharing their history and what they've done, I was like, you're right. We wouldn't be here without our parents. And my grandparents adopted me when I was 8. And they are much older. So my grandmother, I mean, I'm sorry to say the ages, but you know, she's
that's
70
a beautiful thing.
and my granddad is 82.
Yeah. Come on.
And so, you know, they being raised by older parents, I feel like it truly transitioned my thought process and what I value. So
yeah, I agree with that. My mom had me at 40. So I get it. Yeah. She would come to my school and they'd be like, your grandma here. I'm like, that's my mama. You know what I'm saying? That is my mama.
Oh no.
Say it again. No, but I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Because you know she great early. So I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, when they pouring into you, they got that wisdom.
Yes. And I mean, honestly, it's more about what they teach you to value.
Yeah.
So like for me, growing up with older parents, it taught me to not value instant gratification. So, you know, my friends, they had younger parents, so they had like cell phones earlier. They could use a computer earlier. Well, I had to use the World Book. You know what I mean?
Come on now. You had to use that mind muscle.
Yes.
And so I love that. For me, my parents, they taught me not to value materialism. And so I remember, like, you know, Jordans was real popular in high school, and starter jackets back then. And they would have us research who makes them. You know what I mean? Is it China? Is it Japan? How much are they getting paid? Is it Mexico? You know what I mean? What percentage does it cost to ship it? And then how much do we spend? And then who dies over who? Because at that time people were getting killed over them. So they would come to our high school and rob you. So they were trying to get us to understand it. You want to represent what and for who and why.
Yes, and that's powerful to learn at a young age.
Yeah.
See, I didn't get that. I didn't get that from a perspective of what you value and what you're wearing as a representation of you and how you show up as a representation of you. But I did get that in a sense of marketing. So my grandparents always taught me, my grandmother specifically, she said, every time you walk into a room, you're sending a message. Right?
Oh, that's right.
And I think that I attribute my smile to her. Because she's like, what thought do you want people to have? And I'm like, well, I'm a happy person. Like, I'm a loving person. Well, why are you looking sad? You know, I'm like,
that's good. That's good. That's good.
And, you know, just to have respect and remember that everywhere you go, you're representing them.
That's right.
And that's what some things that I learned early, that I believe my generation, I'm a millennial, we sometimes lose sight of, like, you're representing your parents.
That's
you know,
right.
Some stuff is just dishonorable because you're not just representing you. You know, how you dress, how you speak, and who you connect with. It's representing your parents and your legacy.
Well, speaking of representation, I wore this shirt for you.
Oh, if you're trying to work with me, you have to outwork me. Oh,
because you outwork everybody. I saw a video of Will Smith from like 24 years ago, and he said somebody may have more talent than me as an actor, but they don't have the ethic that I have, the work ethic. He said, if you're gonna get on a treadmill, we're gonna both be on that treadmill, and I'm going down that treadmill because I'm not getting off.
Oh, yes.
I never forgot that.
Felt that. And
I said, that's Angel. That's Angel.
You know, I attribute that to Fishing Buddies. Believe it or not.
Yes.
I was the only girl in my, well, it was me and another girl, but she was like a tomboy. And I was always a girly girl.
Yeah,
like, you know, the heels.
Yeah.
I loved all the things, right? And I was always small. So I was born premature.
Okay.
And so I was always just small. And apparently I'm still small, clearly. You know, I'm 5 feet in real life, y'all. Okay. But, you know, and it's so funny. I'm going to just say a real quick story. Then I'll get back to my point on outworking and discipline. So when I was in sales at Allstate, of course, a lot of that was over the phone. You just call people, right? And I called this lady, and I just kept calling her until she finally responded and was like, okay, I'll come to the office and see you, so you give me a quote. And she saw me, and she said, "You're Angel?" And I said, yes. She was like, girl, how you talk to me on that phone? I thought you was 6 feet tall.
Oh my goodness, that is so funny.
Thank you. I never did that. And that really stuck with me because I'm like, I want to have a 6 foot tall personality.
Come on.
I'm 5 feet in real life. That's good. Like, yes, I am. So I my goodness. You say
that's good.
You said that, but Fishing Buddies really taught me about you have to put in the work. I was the only girl, or you know, I was one of two girls, but I was like the girl that everybody discounted. Like they thought I was, because we had to do physical labor. We had to pick up tents and load boxes and you know, really do some physical labor and be out in the hot sun. We cleaned up Bobian Woods. It was a lot of stuff. We were outdoors. So they always counted me out. And, you know, like Angel can't do it. You know, she the girl. She gonna try to do it. I'm like, oh no, I graduated top of the class.
Come on.
I'm like, I'll be all the boys, right? Yes, you know, so that really stuck with me, doing that so young and knowing that, you know, people will count you out. And I'm like, you know what? They may be bigger than me. They may be stronger than me physically, but they will not count me out.
You put in work, baby. You put in work. Speaking of work, so you did insurance. Okay. Then you got into consultations, coaching. I've seen you do so many things. We were at an event maybe, 2 years ago. And downtown, beautiful building. And you put together collaboration over competition.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Yes. So I have been working with so many different business owners, right? And one thing that all business owners want and need is sales. And oftentimes I've seen competing companies, and instead of working together, they would just work apart. And I'm like, we could accomplish so much more if this insurance firm would collaborate with this insurance firm, and we would all grow together.
Correct. And
I've seen that across different industries. Of course, I specialize in service-based businesses. However, it's applicable to any business. And that's when I saw the value in collaborating over competing and knowing that it's a mindset. So everything starts with how you think about it.
Come on.
And so I said, I collaborated with Ron Robbins, and that was actually Ron Robbins' event. I will never forget the Golden Collaboration event.
Yes.
It's hosted and just put together through Ron Robbins' vision of having cultural unity and making sure that we are uniting and we're collaborating and not competing, and making sure that we build bridges instead of fences.
Come on now.
I love that
bridges instead of fences, bars.
And God, you know, that was God, because that's cool, right? And so I really saw that value and that action taking place, and realized that we need to come together and make it happen. I've always been passionate about events, in-person events, making sure there's an experience when you come, you're educated, you're empowered, and you're inspired when you're in this room. And so we decided to come together and make it happen. And I'm so grateful for your support.
It was beautiful. It was so good. I learned so much. Yes. So many strong takeaways. So many powerful people doing amazing things.
Yes, and I'm so grateful we were able to do it again this year.
I'm so excited. Yeah. Before we get into that, because Angel's going to share with us about an event coming up that we want you all to partake in. If you could collaborate or connect with anyone, speaking of collaborating, who is that?
Honestly, it's Michelle Obama.
Okay.
Yes.
I knew you was going to have an answer. You ain't got to think hard on that one, because you know exactly what you want to do.
It is, well, mainly because first of all, she's my golden me. And I always say, as high-level entrepreneurs, you need 5 core people in your life, starting with a golden you.
Someone golden you.
Yes, a golden you. They're at least 10 years older than you, and they have success for whatever you deem. And Michelle Obama is my golden me. She's happily married. I mean, I know we don't know her. I don't know her personally, so let me get that disclaimer before you all watch it. But from what we know and what we can tell from her, listening to her speak and watching her journey, you know, she's happily married. She's a great mother. She's a great leader. She is confident. She is competent. She is classy.
Come on.
And she embodies who I would want to be.
Let's go.
And how I would want to be, right?
Come on.
Shout out to my fiance, okay?
Hey!
Lee Junior. So, you know, I want to be that. And so I said, I have to collaborate with her and in some capacity, whatever that looks like. She actually first made an impression on me personally was when I was in high school. And of course, President Obama was president, and she initiated a healthy food program.
That's right.
So she changed all of the healthy food in my high school. I mean, all of the unhealthy food in my high school, and we ate healthier options. Now, of course, initially I'm a high school student. So
I don't want that. What they doing, right?
But then, you know, I decided to do some more research on biology and how the human body works.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, she's saving lives.
She's trying to help us.
She's getting us to get habits early so when we can live longer. And
That's
I'm
right.
like, this woman is amazing.
Come on.
And she is
Really
a world
cares.
changer, truly.
Yeah.
And her heart and intentions are pure from what I can gather. And so that was the first time she made an impact on me. And I became a vegetarian.
Come on.
After that. And, you know, I really started thinking more about diet. And it just made me live a healthier life. A lot of people attribute, you know, they compliment my beauty all the time.
And your skin is gorgeous.
Thank you. And it's because I drink water. And I'm intentional about not overeating on sugar and salt and making sure that I'm, you know, thinking about what I eat because of Michelle Obama.
And speaking of thinking about what you eat and how you think and what you do, I have a gift for you. And I saw something you posted that said this.
Oh, I love it.
This is the only size they had, so you may want to like sleep in, or you can cut it up and tie it up, make it look cute.
Oh, you know.
But it is definitely for you. This is for you. I love
Look,
you,
you
and I'm
see
so
it.
proud of you. I'm so proud of you. You're so amazing.
Thank you so much.
So amazing. Now, the event you have coming up.
On this podcast.
Talk about the event that you got coming up.
So this event is an event hosted by Ron Robbins with the Mayor Respect Inspections. He is an amazing visionary and business owner who came to me with the idea, like we talked about, collaboration over competition and cultural unity. And it's our second time doing it. It's our second annual one. Last time we did have it downtown. This time we're going to be in the south suburbs in Orland Park, August 7th, everybody.
He's an amazing man, too.
Right?
He's amazing.
Man, Ron is dope.
And his partner is dope, too.
Yes. But you know, you are who you hang around. You know what they say.
Come on.
Greatness gonna hang around greatness.
Come on
right?
now. That's right.
And so we really just want to create the space for business owners and professionals in the financial services industry to unite, to collaborate, and to see that we don't have to have as the more money I make, the less money you make mentality.
No.
We can say the more we work together, we both can flourish. It's enough table. It's enough food at the table for everyone to eat.
That's
and
right.
we'll actually lay down the foundation for what that looks like. And be examples of it, right?
Yeah, and the more we work together, the better it is for the bigger picture, for the world, for our young people coming up, and those of us that have seasoned that have been doing the work. The collaboration beholds us to be stronger. We're stronger. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that what you're doing is so empowered. It's so powerful. It is so necessary, and it's so needed.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. And I thank you so much for giving me my flowers while I'm here. I really wouldn't be here, like we say, if it wasn't for the people who poured into me, who saw more in me, and who also have been able to really let me see and teach me how to keep it going. And I think that's something that I really wanted to really highlight on this platform was we have to be more intentional about mentorship. We have to be more intentional about what are we doing to sustain this success, this impact, this community activism, because we don't want it to die with us.
That's right.
And I just talked to my mentees the other day and I said, if I die tomorrow, I want each and every one of you to understand that you should be doing the work that I'm doing now.
That's right.
Keep it going. That's right. It doesn't start with me. All of them have a mentorship program. So they can pour their expertise into someone else, into the future generations. And I made sure they knew that and they value that and making sure it doesn't die with them. That's where we really drop the ball a lot.
Amen. I love that. That's powerful. And when you see you do see the young people. You know, I mean, honestly, and that has been my mantra for a very long time.
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm saying? Typically, I'll have Marshall and Zion hey with me a lot, or they'll tag me or post and send me a message like, this is where we're going to be at, or I send them the same. And just like with your young mentees, I've reached out to them as well. So I think, you know, you talked on the way here about a particular person that has poured into you, and she was the first person that you paid in terms of coaching you. Talk about that.
Of course, I cannot forget my coach, Tequila Shabazz.
Tequila, we love you.
We love you. We appreciate you. And like you said, we were just talking about her on the way here. I wasn't able to scale my business to the level that it's at and even beyond if it wasn't for her. She was the first business coach that I invested my own money in because and I'm appreciative of this, of course, but it's a different level when you are spending your own money to invest, because my entire life I've had others invest in me. They paid for me to get sales training. They paid for me to get, go to classes, go to conferences, and they poured into me. Shout out to Frances Wright at Allstate. She was the woman who really helped me to be poured into and invested in and took me under her wing as someone like her daughter at that insurance agency that I talked to you all about. And we have to be intentional about investing our own money. It's just something different about that. And she was the first business coach that I invested my own money in to grow my business. And she's teaching me how to think, how to be a decision maker, how to focus, how to create these systems, and to make sure that I have structure in my business to where I'm prepared no matter where the business is. I'm prepared because I have that foundation necessary. And Tequila is just like me. Surprisingly, she always say I remind her of her younger self.
Yes.
And it's like we're so similar. Yes. And she is amazing, and she does not have any problem with pouring into you.
And she's very direct in how she does it, and very measured.
Very measured.
But she gets results for sure.
All the time. And I feel like that's what we need. We need someone. We can't. And this can be a quote, actually, now that I think about it. We cannot afford to not be direct. We can't afford to be big. We can't afford to have things sugar-coated, because that's when we don't take action. We don't have urgent
I love
execution.
that. I also say we can't afford to not communicate and speak to each other when we see each other, even if we don't know each other. We can't afford to not collaborate, to not want to work with each other. When we see each other, no matter where we are, we should be asking a few questions. Absolutely. How you doing? What's your name? What do you do? So we can see how we can collaborate.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's simple.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Man.
So simple, but we make it complicated because we're not grounded with our 5 people. And that brings me back to that. Because I told y'all number 1 was the golden you. Well, the second person is your mentor, your coach.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can be so prideful. And I've been there where we feel like we've reached our pinnacle and we don't need help anymore. We don't need to look up and have someone pour on us and keep us in alignment. We know it all. Right? Well, you should never be at a point where you know it all and you don't need to invest.
I tell you, I'm always a student.
Yes, always.
Speaking of, shout out to Healthy Hood. We have our graduation tomorrow, which I will be one of the graduates. I'm so excited. Yes. And I'm so happy to be able to have completed the 17-week course study and to be able to go into community and do what I've learned, you know what I mean, and help more about people. So shout out to Healthy Hood.
Yes, and it says something about commitment.
Correct.
You said 17 weeks.
Yes, every Sunday morning. Yeah, right? In person.
And I think that we that's nothing to downplay. That's 17 weeks of showing up when you don't feel like it, when you're tired, when you have other obligations, right? And
you know, we have 8 events on one day and on a Saturday, like
and it's so important that you do celebrate you. Because you're doing amazing things, and I don't know how you do it all. I really don't. You talk about me. I'm inspired every time. I've been inspired since we met with how you do so much, and I'm so grateful to have you as my mentor.
Man, of course.
Tequila as
well, and I'm learning from you. It goes both ways. Speaking of, this show is based on community. When you think of the word community, how would you define it?
Honestly, community, if I had to define it, I would say it's a group of people making a decision to work together to move the vision forward that they all agree on. That's a community. They have one vision. They all together.
I love
and they agree on it. And they're working together to make it happen.
That's
I love a community. It could be any, it doesn't mean we have to be the same race, the same age or anything. As long as they're just a group of people that have a similar vision and they're willing to work together to make it come to life.
I love it. You talked about Michelle Obama. I remember her husband, before he was a senator, before he was president, he was an organizer. And we would have meetings at the Hyde Park Neighborhood Club every Friday at 7:00. And it would only be about 20 people. And like you said, it was very diverse. I think him and I, maybe 2 other people of color, but everybody else was not Black. And the whole goal was to stop the death penalty. We wanted to end the death penalty. And it was an organization that came together to organize to stop the death penalty. So when you were talking about Michelle, I was thinking about that. And now as you talked about community, we were building community.
Yes.
And we all came together. We didn't pray the same. We didn't eat the same, but we understood that.
Yes.
And we did not want to see people dying by, the electric chair. So that's really interesting.
Yes.
What do you say? What do you say to a young person? Chicago is a beautiful city, but we have our complexities and challenges like most major cities. What would you say to that young person that's riding a train 24 hours because they have nowhere to go, literally, and they don't have the support system? They don't even have it in them to understand collaboration over competition because it's them against the world. What do you say to that young person?
That's very interesting. So the first thing I would say is they have to remember that they are a child of God.
Amen.
And that God loves his children.
Mhm.
Because a lot of things that I see in our young generation is really just a self-hate thing. They have to love themselves first.
Come on.
And then once they get that love and remember who they are and whose they are,
Come on.
then they can get the extra encouragement to take more action. And the action they should take is the action that is free. Go to the local library.
Come on.
And get some resources. There are resources here, especially in America. There's a nonprofit organization, there's a community organization that will give you assistance. So you don't have to be on that train 24 hours. So go to that library, go to your community member, go to the city hall, go where you need to go to find resources that are free to you.
That's
so
right.
Think about what you have. A lot of times we don't think about what we have because we're so busy thinking about what we don't have.
Ooh.
So I would say that's the second thing.
What we don't have. Come on.
Think about what you have. And then the last thing is to forgive. Because generally, and I know this doesn't apply to everybody, but generally there's someone in your life that tried to help you, that you, whatever some situation happened, but it usually is rooted to unforgiveness and you burnt the bridge. But I've lived through all bridges you burn aren't burned forever. They could be rebuilt.
Amen.
So that's the 3 steps that I would tell them to take.
That's
Remember
powerful.
who they are, go to God. Take advantage of what you have and focus on that instead of what you don't have. And then go to that list of people you don't like or you hate or you have some type of ill will towards and forgive them.
Wow, that's heavy. Thany you.
I know that's easy said than done.
Yeah. No, but that's real.
That's what you
listen. There was some 5 words that you taught your mentees, and it all has to do with being prepared.
I'm usually in 5. So I think that you're referring to our 5 core values.
Yes.
Okay. So at Golden Angel Management, I embody these core values. And I believe that when you have a purpose-filled business, your core values of who you are as a person should align with your core values of your company, no matter what the company is. And they all begin with the letter I, because I believe in everything begins with you. It begins and ends with you. So as we started this, I said the first core value is always going to be intention. Everything starts with an intention because you're either going to create an excuse or you're going to make it happen and execute. So you have to have positive intentions when you do that, though. So what are your intentions, and making sure that they're always positive and pure. Then the second core value out of the 5 is integrity. Right? Do the right thing, even when no one's around, because that's when it really counts.
That's when it counts.
We teach the sales and service at Golden Angel Management, and you have to be intentional about what you're doing, and then have integrity while you do it.
Come on.
And then the third one is influence. Right. So we have to make sure you remember your influence. We were just talking about every time you walk into a room, you're making some type of impact.
That's right.
And you're having someone have an opinion about whatever you're walking into. So remember your influence. Remember that you are, someone's looking at you and they're looking up to you. Someone is. You may not know it, but they're looking up to you and they're saying, "Oh man, I'm going to do the same thing that Sister Afrika did, because I did it with her." Okay, like, she's in the community. She is not giving any excuses. She influenced me. So influence is our third core value, and then our fourth core value is impact. We have to be making an impact. Like,
so cool.
You can make money, right?
I love it.
We could always make some money. It's easy to make money. But what impact are you making with your business and how you're making decisions? How is it impacting your household, your community, and then the world at large? Make sure that your impact is intentional and pure. And then lastly is income. So our whole purpose is to lower the poverty rate, right? We aren't meant to be poor. No, that's just not what God called his children to be.
That's right.
No matter who you serve or what your religion is, we all serve the same God. Okay, God created all the things that we all endure. And in this world, in our state, we measure poverty based on income. So we made that a core value, because I always say I can't have broke people around me, right? You have to be intentional about your mindset to be out of poverty. And the best way to do that is to not be somebody in it. So make sure that you are
to not be somebody in
it. Yes. You have to, right?
So
income is our last core value. That's why we focus. We get up early. We do what we say we're going to do, and we're intentional about helping people solve problems. We get paid to help people solve problems. We don't scam people.
I love it.
Yeah.
How can people find you? And please tell them about that event one more time before we close.
Of course. So we're having our Golden Unity collaboration event with Sista Afrika. So excited as well. August 7th, that is going to be from 6 to 9 p.m. in Orland Park, Illinois. It's just a space for you to truly understand collaboration over competition for professionals in the space. And we're so excited to have you. You can reach out to me at 312-505-7629 at Golden Angel Management. I am, again, Coach Angel. And you can find me online, Millionaire Coach Angel. You can Google Millionaire Coach Angel.
Millionaire Coach Angel in the building.
Or you can just find me on Facebook or LinkedIn at Angelicia Jones. And that's just Angel with ESHA at the end. Okay. And I look forward to meeting you and working with you so we can make impact together.
I want to say thank you. I appreciate you. You are such a light.
Thank you.
You are such a light. And you have always been this light. Oh my goodness. When you was just a little bitty something. And to see you have grown and so productive. And you do so much. I am definitely going to keep my appointment with you. She's my coach as well, everybody. And I appreciate you.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
so grateful for you. Thank you.
Of course. And I feel the same. Knowing me from before I had Golden to now.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
So proud.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Man, I have my appointment set up. I have to come get my work in to sit at your feet to learn some more. And thank you.
Of course.
Special shout out for all of you, those who have been guests on the Chicago Community Activism Podcast, those who want to be guests, tap in with us. We love to have you. We love to hear from you and share what it is that you bring into the world to help our community. Shout out to Brian Corman, Diverse City, Brownsville Community Podcast, the Chicago Hip Hop Heritage Museum, Trek Foundation, that's TRECC, nephew Ron Rilla of Rilla Noise. Listen, Africa Cares /Humble. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
We are who we've been waiting for. We are, we got. We are our own songsters. I'm looking, I'm searching. I'm looking, I'm looking, I'm searching. I'm searching. I'm looking for someone to give about me. I'm looking, I'm searching. I'm looking, I'm looking, I'm searching. I'm searching, I'm searching. I'm looking for someone to give about you. I'm looking, I'm searching. I'm looking, I'm searching. I'm looking for someone to give about me. I'm looking, I'm searching. I'm looking, I'm searching. I'm looking for someone to give about you. It's from the love that's in me. I love the love. I am so grateful for the enemy, but yet they still attack me with the envy. They're trying to clog my drain, leave me empty. They say I'm honored every week.